What's going on, everyone? So there has been a lot of talk about Walker Kessler. Got a lot of news kind of circulating, going around, all just kind of rumors and murmurs, right? And primarily because Utah has went and signed Kyle Filipowski. They still have Hendricks, right? They went and brought in Eubanks, right? They're just kind of flushed at the power forward and center spot, right? They have a lot of pieces there. So it makes sense that, like, hey, they're going to have to trade and get off of somebody, right? So Walker Kessler probably gets you the best return out of everybody else. Let's see what we can get on the market. Makes a lot of sense from Utah's spot. Now, I have talked heavily how I would basically sell whatever you want for Walker Kessler. Go get Walker Kessler. Because it's not just you're getting a center for now that helps now and solves a position of need. You're also getting a guy that could be your center and a cornerstone foundation piece for the next 10 plus years. Like, even if he just kind of stays the player he is, he's basically a double-double that can block 2 to 3 shots a game, showing the ability to stretch the floor slightly, as well as make plays out of the post. That's great. Give me that. That versatility, I'd love that. Him slotted alongside Anthony Davis, like, chef kiss. I'd love to get Walker Kessler. Problem is what will it cost and what will it take to get Walker Kessler? Now, if it's, hey, we removed the protection on the 2027 pick and we're throwing in another first, sure, I'd do that all day. Whatever you want. If you have to bring in, take on a Collin, Sexton too, sure, let's do it, no problem. Right, here's D'Lo, here's all this stuff. Let's clear off some salary. Let's make it happen, Captain. I'm all for it. But if it's like, we want you to remove protections and we want you to take on Collin Sexton and we want, both your first and the asking price is just insane, now I kind of get to like, hey, it's not really worth it for me. But we need another center, right? And that's the problem. Again, do whatever you have to within reason to go get Walker Kessler, but the Lakers also need other things. Like, the vision and the goal is you get Walker Kessler, but you also still go get a Jeremy Grant or, a Cam Johnson and, maybe another piece. Again, I wouldn't mind bringing in Collin Sexton. If not, maybe go get a Bruce Brown, something like that. Ideally, you go get multiple pieces, right? Because I don't think Collin Sexton or Walker Kessler solves a huge need, right? Sexton, again, would give you some athleticism out on the prep. Cool with that. Let's do something like that, right? But I need it to still be within reason to kind of upgrade in other areas. That's where I kind of lean towards maybe instead of focusing on Walker Kessler, do you maybe try to pivot around training camp for Kyle Filipowski? Now, he just signed that new contract, so they can't trade him right away. But I believe the rookie deal is after 30 days. Like, after a true rookie signs a contract, I believe it's 30 days that they can be available, which would take you like right before training camp, like literally a week before training camp. And he's making the same amount as Walker Kessler. And can you get Filipowski for, maybe 2 seconds or something? He's a guy that a lot of Laker fans wanted to pick up. I wanted him in the second round if they were possible, if Bronny wasn't there. But I also wouldn't have minded if the Lakers would have moved up and maybe bought a second or something to get Filipowski. I like his skill set, right? Big Duke guy, big Duke fan, been since I was a wee lad. And I follow all the Duke players. I've always followed Duke guys. That's why I like Brandon Ingram. I was super high on. Like, Filipowski, I think, is a guy that can come in and be a really good quality, versatile, skill big man. He's a guy that has shown the ability to do everything. He can make plays, score around the rim, he can stretch the floor, he can defend a bit in the pick and roll, he can block shots. Here's the thing, can he do it on an NBA level, right? The beauty of Walker Kessler is he's a guy that's already proven and we know would help now. Filipowski is a guy that, yes, he solves the long-term potential. He solves the long-term center need. Now you got that guy that you can grow, develop, and mold like you could Walker Kessler. But what is the impact today, right? How much does he help the Lakers win games today? Is he a guy that comes out and immediately makes an impact? It's always a possibility. I would never not put it past them, right? You never know. He has a very good skill set, and he has shown that ability. I mean, this was a guy that going into this draft was looked at as a top 10 to 15 player at worst, right? This is a guy that going into college people thought would be potentially a lottery pick, right? So he's a guy that had a lot of potential and but then he had all the, the controversy with what is it, babysitter or whatever that he married, right? Like there's just like the noise that's going on behind the scenes. That's his personal life. I don't care about that. I care, do you play basketball? And can you play it at a high level, right? Whatever you're doing off the court, that's on you, right? But what can you do for the game of basketball? Right? And so from a basketball perspective, Filipowski is a guy that I truly believe can make an impact. But to what degree? Right? Is he a guy that you can slot in and start when Anthony Davis misses a game? Or if LeBron misses a game, you slide AD to the 4 and Flip comes in at the 5. Is that something you can do? Right? Also, one thing I should know is, do the off-court stuff distract and cause problems on court? Because you've seen a lot of stuff like that. And it's one thing to be in the Utah market. It's another thing to be in the LA market. Again, I don't know enough about the situation to really come to that conclusion, like to give you a real like, hey, this could be the thing. But it is worth noting, LA market, controversy, drama, guess what? That's going to be front and center, which there already was a ton of front and center stuff. But again, like I said, I don't know enough about the situation. I didn't really care to look into it. I just kind of, heard the headline type things. So I don't know. It could be something that could potentially be a distraction at some point if he was to move to LA. That's something to keep in mind as well. But beyond that, right, stick to, again, just the basketball sense. Gives you a real big man that is versatile, can stretch the floor, make plays, do a little everything, slot alongside Anthony Davis. The question is, can he do it at an NBA level immediately? He'd be dirt cheap. Always boils down to the cost for me, right? Like that's what if you have to give up a bunch of firsts, right? If they want a first for Flip, then nah, you're crazy, right? But if you can get him for, like I said, a second or 2 seconds, or, I've talked about like turning, a Maxwell Lewis into him, right? If they're like, hey, we got an abundance of centers, we really could use a wing that we could grow and develop, right? We like the idea of Maxwell Lewis. We'll swap you Lewis for, for a Flip and tell you what, remove the protection, because I don't really care about whether we have that protection or not. Granted, that may at some point come and bite you in the behind, but they already have it. It's like, what, top 4 protected? So it's just like, if you're that bad, it's a problem regardless, right? So go ahead, remove the protection, do the swap, give me Flip, right? And let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can provide, right? I don't hate that idea. Again, Walker Kessler, to me, do pretty much whatever you have to get that done. Like, Walker Kessler obviously is the grand prize, in my opinion. He's the piece that I want. But I don't hate the idea of, like, if Walker Kessler is just too much and it's just like, again, like they want both first and they want the protection lifted and they want, they don't want anyone, they want Jalen Hood-Schifino or something, or they want Dalton Connect, right? If he's like, I want Dalton Connect and both your first and remove the protection on the 20 side, like you're crazy. Like I'm not doing all that for Walker Kessler. Like he's still a project. Like he still has question marks. Like he's not already like a finished product, right? Like what if he doesn't get much better than he is now? Then, Lakers might have overpaid in the long run. I'm just willing to take that risk. I'm willing to take that chance because I do think he's a guy that can make an immediate impact. And then I do like his growth and potential for the future, right? But still, there is the future element. There still is how much better can he get than he can right now? Obviously, if he becomes, a star, like a top 5 center in the league at some point, then it's like, okay, you just got to steal, right? But no, there's a long way and a lot of growth between then and now, right? Or now and then, right? So again, if the price is right, do whatever you can to go get Kessler. If it's not, I wouldn't mind pivoting and going like, hey, let's work something out to get Flip. You'd have him under contract for the next 4 years, cheap, right? $3 million a year for 4 years because he signed 4 years, $12 million. Talking $3 million a year, right? Like so, you got him 4 years locked up, cheap development guy. how much, if he can make any type of impact. Right? If he can be better than what Jackson Hayes was, that would be huge. Right? Like if he can be a legit like backup, give you 15 minutes a game at the center spot, I'm cool with that. Right? Sign me up for that. Let's go to the race. Let's get this done type thing. I'm all for that. But again, Walker Kessler is is the ideal. Like that's who I'd want. But again, I wouldn't mind going and looking at the potential of bringing in Filipowski, right? Kyle Filipowski, I think, has the skill set that you're looking for at the center position. It's a guy that was supposed to be a first-round pick. Again, obviously, all the noise and stuff. There's just some questions, but I think he'd be fine, right? Again, I don't know enough to really tell you either way. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea of, yeah, hey, if we can't get Kessler, pivot and go get Flip? Again, I'd prefer like a Wendell Carter or something like that. Probably should have said that earlier in the video, but hey, for those that waited till the end. However, again, it's a lot tougher to get than a guy that's making $3 million a year that was a second-round pick. Right? If you can get him for reasonable, get him for reasonable. Right? So, again, to me, it's just like Wendell Carter Jr. would be a better impact now guy, obviously. Like, I just like him slotted better. But Flip is a guy that, no, I wouldn't hate at all and I think could be massive for the Lakers. And, again, it's just, can you get that worked out? But do you feel the same way? Do you think, like, yeah, go get Flip, can't get Kessler? Do you think, no, be patient, wait it out? Because Lakers could just not do anything, right? They could just not go and trade for any center. If you can't get Kessler, maybe you're waiting and just being patient and seeing what develops and what's on the horizon. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me know that. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.